and various eminent speakers of Professor G.S. Sir, UIFC Coordinator, Punjab University, Chandigarh, Professor Dr. Vijay Bhalla, Principal STP University Gurugram, Dr. Monica Gulati, Dean Faculty of Applied Medical Sciences, LPU Jalandhar, Professor O.P. Kataria, Punjab University, Chandigarh, and Dr. V. Kalaswamy, Scientist, IPC New Delhi, and Professor G.D. Gupta, Sir, Director cum Principal, IHS College of Pharmacy, Moga, and various resources person of this event. So I want to thank you all for taking this time from your busy schedule to join us for this program. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now I would like to request all the members of the organizing committee to enlighten the lamp and inaugurate the induction program. Please all go to our organizing. Thank you very much, all of you. Before we start with the proceedings of the program, we should first pray to God with the hymn that is De Shivavar More. It is a 17th century hymn written by Guru Gobind Singh Ji, the 10th Sikh Guru, in the Dasam Granth. So I request all of you to please stand up.
बेसिक वालों को ज्वाइन नहीं करवाया, वो कह रहे मैं वेट कर रहा हूँ, करना दिन का
Joined in, please. It's okay. Perfect. I have joined in.
Okay. Okay.
Hi, good morning to everybody.
Thank you very much. Now I request John to mark what is the government party? And yes, so.
Very good morning, 1 hour. I would like to welcome great teacher and a researcher and our chief guest of the day, Dr. N.K. sir. Welcome, sir. We are truly delighted with your presence, sir. It is one of the memorable day in the history of Pharmaceutical Pharmacy once again, sir. I, on the behalf of our college, again thank you, Dr. N.K. and Dr. B. Venkat, Dr. Prakash Singh ji, Dr. K. R. Mahadik and Dr. V. K. Pandey for accepting our invitation and would like to extend my gratitude towards AICT and IST for sponsoring us to conduct a activity like this today. I am thankful to Dr. Lendra Singh, Dean Department of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Pandit B. D. Sharma University, Rohtak, for your kind support, suggestion and guidance given to us, sir, and as well required. I also extend my warm welcome to Dr. Kamal Sharma, Professor LPU Jalandhar. I feel honored to welcome all the participants for taking a key part in this important program. I'm sure that you will feel immersed with knowledge after completion of this event. I welcome you all once again to the FDP and hope you will have a great time ahead. Thank you very much. Welcome to the Guru Gobind Singh College Pharmacy.
Thank you, sir. Now I would like to request Colonel B. Venkat, Director AICT FGP New Delhi, to address the participants. Please, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks a lot. And let me first compliment each one of you for a very well done job. The tasking were basically to come into online mode and then further subsequently getting in touch with many more faculty members towards making them that much more competent and capable over a period of this coming week. So commencing today for the next 6 days, we are going to be having an online training program, kind of a refresher or an induction on a subject specific, which is so very relevant and so very important when we see in today's context and scenario, wherein the faculty members have been made as the hub of all activities. Each one of you should understand that today we are living in times and we are living in an era of National Education Policy 2020. And secondly, we are living in times which are so very driven by technology. So it's extremely important that each one of us understand integration of technology into our day-to-day teaching and learning practices. These platforms, these online activities, these forums wherein we make the institutes, and especially today when we speak about Guru Gobind Singh College of Pharmacy, let me compliment everybody behind today's activity, be the coordinators, be the co-coordinators, be the management staff, the leadership, the principal, everybody for a very well done, because let me also assure you that each one of us understand that these kind of activities are not done overnight. They are not easy. They are very, very laboriously planned, methodologically executed to such an extent that each and every aspect of an outcome, which is supposed to be attained on the last day, is built into your curriculum. So over a period of the next 6 days, the participants or the attendees, who are nothing but our own fellow faculty members and research scholars, they will get exposed to various practices of how to plan experimental methodology in pharmaceutical research. Now, this is a very good topic, and pharmacy as a whole requires compliments. Pharmacy as a whole requires to be, actually speaking, be brought up to international level, because if today we all are here, we are here in a very comfortable position because of people like you. What has happened in 2 years, all of us know the situation in which we are living, but if we have come out of it very strong and we are today again connected, it is because of pharmacists. So each one of you need to accept the fact that you people need to that much more be positive, that much more be inquisitive, and that much more be into research, so that any eventuality tomorrow, if of this nature happens, you people are already there to stand for it. And I need to be complimenting the program all about, because the topic itself is a very wonderful topic, wherein you have chosen the topic which is very relevant as of today. I can see from your training program, you've got whole lot of resource people. I don't think so we could have asked for any better platform than this, wherein one of the best speakers are connected, and all that is required is that the participants who are there today, please be sincere enough, be serious, be there in the program, be connected, and make sure that as long as you're there, you pick up the best practices, you pick up the points and put it into practice in your workplace. That is exactly what should be the end achievable aim, putting it into practice. Dr. Kumar Gaurav sir, absolutely. Thank you, sir. It's a pleasure to be coming in your institute's online platform, being the principal of the institute. Your singular contribution, your vision is so very important in making faculty members come out with newer thoughts, come out with newer activities, leading to the overall improvement of the education. Thanks a lot to Professor Dr. Ashwini Dhingra, sir, Priyanka Kriplani, sir, Prerna Sharma ma'am, and Bhavna Chopra. Thanks a lot to each one of you, because I understand that it's a collective effort. I absolutely understand that it has been a very hectic schedule in the time which has gone by, in which you people have planned this program leading to today's activity. In the same breath, I also need to be thanking IST. Professor Vijay Vaidya sir has absolutely been phenomenal. Professor Desai sir being the chairman of IST, Vaidya sir being the executive secretary. It's been a phenomenal ride in the last 2 years, in which I think we have done more than 400 to 500 training programs in this coming last 6 months to 7 months itself. And the way it has been planned, the way it has been executed, with the outcomes matching from one to another, I think Vaidya sir and Desai sir together needs compliments, and AICT and IST joining hands and then coming with your institute. I don't think there could have been any better platform than this platform. Very well done. And it sincerely demands congratulations and compliments to everybody. Compliments, congratulations to each and everybody behind this show. Looking forward to much larger collaboration, looking forward to much larger opportunities to interact with each other. Best wishes. Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, sir, for your motivating words and wishes. Now I would like to request Dr. Pratap Singh Desai, President IST New Delhi, to say a few words. Please, sir. I think sir will join later. So I would like to request Professor K.R. Mahadik, sir, Principal, Pune College of Pharmacy, to address the participants. Please, sir. Okay. I'd like to request Mr. Bahadur Mahadik, General Manager, Sun Pharmaceutical Industries Limited, Gujarat, to share his views. Please, sir.
Yeah, I'm audible to all of you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, first of all, good morning to every participant and esteemed faculties and learned people in this program inauguration function. On behalf of Sun Pharma, the largest pharmaceutical company of India and fourth largest global company in the world. From global quality and compliance vertical of Sun Pharma, we are congratulating Guru Gobind Singh Pharmacy College faculties and students on this occasion. As I have heard a word from the former speaker, the collaboration. Being in a global domain, we are eyeing on the pharmacy colleges and institutions. We shall appreciate a very seamless collaboration between industry and academia. As a matter of fact, when we go for the competence, we appreciate that the competency building during the education among the students is the call of the time. While we are hiring the people from the pharmacy colleges or institutions, when they are on board, on an average, we find a gap in the competency, the expectation of the industry and the pharmacy. So first of all, I shall request and recommend that the pharmacy colleges must review, update the curricula. The pharmacy colleges must understand what is going on globally, because any complacency will not, should not be in place, because world is changing fast, technology is changing fast. And as a matter of fact, pharma industry is based upon knowledge, competencies, skills, and technology. And with passage of the time, may I request, I'm getting some background noise. Thank you. So as I was elaborating, that there should be a collaboration. The recent initiative taken by Pharmacy Council of India and a few other organizations, if you see, like Life Science Sector Skill Development Council, LSSDC, which is a non-statutory skill certification body authorized by Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, Government of India, Indian Pharmaceutical Alliance, IPA, and many organizations. They are collaborating so that our pharmacy colleges would be more and more competitive. We appreciate the faculties, they are doing their best. As a matter of fact, also, it has been realized that this is not only the students, even the teachers need reinforcement and refreshed in terms of the expectation of the industries. And in that relation also, we have accommodated, invited teachers from the pharmacy colleges in our plants, in our manufacturing setup, and even we have invited for the people in our R&Ds also, so that teachers should get first-hand information. They should have an exposure to the technology, hands-on experience. They could interact with our technicians, our scientists, our other technical and compliance related professionals, so that they could have an edge while taking the lecture or delivering the session in the colleges or institutions. So this is the expectation from the industry, that there should be a very realistic approach, because I would not take too much time. We are concerned about the gap, because if you study, then you will find all the major pharma companies, they have developed internal academia. What was the need? We are spending money, time, because once we are hiring the students, and exceptions would be there, we also appreciate there are certain few very excellent pharmacy institutions where we get the people on the board and they start delivering, they are meeting the expectations. Okay, so now you can evaluate, you can see, and the industries are always proactive because it is required. Industry cannot be complacent. Okay. And I'm heading the technical training, compliance training across the Sun Pharma, and we are present across the world. We are operating in North America, Europe, emerging markets, India, and we are trying to establish relation with the pharmacy colleges. We are going to hire even, we are going to have a piloting sort of exercise where we are hiring the people. And at last, I would like to bottom line one segment that is very crucial for any pharma industries. Nowadays, if you go through the quality control analysts, I'm giving only one example. This segment is a hot cake. While the students in the pharmacy colleges, they are being educated on the chromatography related curricula. Whether they are also allowed to have hands-on experience on the HPLC, GC, and other techniques and instrument. I'm giving only an idea for the thought because industry is reviewing all these things because that is the requirement. The student must have experience on the latest technology, not on the obsolete. Even if the HPLC is available in the premises, whether the HPLC, the updated one, interfaced with the softwares. So with my humble such suggestions, again, I'm congratulating every participant. We have great respect for the gurus, professors. We respect them, and we are always open for any sort of collaboration where we can share our updates, and we will be also welcoming any idea, any sort of value adding information to the industries. Thank you very much for inviting. Thanks a lot. Have a great success to this program. Thank you.
Thank you, Principal, for your valuable words and your presence. Now I would like the Site President, ISD New Delhi, to say a few words. Please, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, madam. Can we also see the computer? No, it's okay. It's okay. Perfectly okay. Sanjay? Yes, sir.
Now going to the Council Gallery, President ISD New Delhi. I request you, sir, to please say words.
Yeah.
Okay, no? Network issue.
Professor N.K. Jain. Please, sir, I request you to give us our blessing.
Yeah, thank you so much. Am I audible and visible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much. So at the outset, I am thankful to the organizers for honoring me as the chief guest of this useful program, which is AICT and IST sponsored 6 days online program on experimental methodology, its planning, and particularly with reference to the pharmaceutical research. This is an online induction program, so I understand that the teachers as well as the research scholars are involved, and that's how I feel that these are the people who are going to lead the way for the students who are there in the institutions, in the pharmaceutical institutions in the country. One thing which appears to me that COVID-19, whatever devastation they have brought about, but this thing is definitely there, that we have learned to use the online technology so far as our teaching research is concerned, and that's what we are enjoying right now. Now, this Guru Gobind Singh College of Pharmacy, Yamunanagar, this is the one which I think I visited 5 years back, and probably I was for the accreditation visit, and that time I had witnessed the overall working and performance of the college, and I must say that it's one of the very good institutions in that particular state, and it deserves all the encouragement. That's how the AICT and IST both, they have given full support, and this sponsored program is there. So I would like to congratulate the organizers, and at the same time, I joined with the officers from the AICT and AICT, and particularly the guest of honor, Colonel B. Venkat, Professor Desai, Professor Mahadik, and Professor Pandeji, all the management of the College of Pharmacy, and the principal, as well as the organizers of this program. The resource persons, yes, you have taken from across the different sections, different strata, right from the industry to the teaching institutions to the regulatory authorities, and that is the mix which really helps the participants. So the regulatory, industry, and academia, this trio, this is going to be helpful to the participants to understand about the whole say aspect of the research methodology which is concerned with the pharmaceutical teachers. Now, when we think about the research methodology, we have to understand that it is basically a type of a planning, a planned approach, and this planned approach, this is a system of methods which is used in a particular area of study or activity, and in our case, that particular area of study, that is the pharmaceutical sciences. In Hindi, it is translated as Kriya Vidhi. Kriya Vidhi means the Vidhi by which a Kriya is carried out, or it is Karya Pranali, the method of working of a particular, in a particular aspect. And that's how we should be able to get the focus. Most of you are the teachers, are the already teachers, and hence you must know the importance of the research. And in this context, what is the importance of research methodology? That is the theme of this particular, I would say, sponsored program. And in that context, we have to understand that research methodology shall be concerned with planning of whatever research we are trying to do. And before that, we should learn what is the aim of the research, what is the aim by which we are starting the work. It is a particular area of a disease, it is a particular symptom or a treatment for the treatment of particular disease, and that's how it starts. So first thing in the planning the research methodology will be identifying the area. All the learned speakers are going to tell you about this aspects of methodology, but my point is that we must be very focused so far as deciding the area. Is it the student who says that yes, I am interested in doing this work, I am interested in this type of research work, or the supervisor? So the student says that yes, this is the topic given to me by the research supervisor, and that's why I am funding. So without knowing exactly what is expected, what is expected, that is the focus of the research, is most important to my mind, and that must be very clear to the supervisor as well as the research scholar. Although there is a mechanism of approving the topic in all the institutions, particularly the universities, so there is a committee, they examine the feasibility, etc. But yes, this all depends upon what type of infrastructure is available in your institution and what is your objective. It is very difficult to have all the facilities, all the infrastructure in a single institution, and we have to just a minute. I have to switch on my battery. Sorry, my battery was running low. I got the indication. Anyway, so that focus, that should be very clear, and accordingly, although there are certain checks and the balances in approving the topic, it is the infrastructure and the facilities and institution which decides what type of work can be done. That is very important, because without that feasibility of the research work, it is very difficult to do it in a definite or minimum period of time, because research is a very, very expensive affair. If you really try to understand how much money the government is spending in a student getting PhD in 4 or 5 years, it will be enormous. And that is the, I would say, the money, the taxpayers' money, which is spent by the government in accommodating the student for the particular research. And that's how it has to be very, very carefully done. Now, besides other things, your say experts will be discussing. I would like to emphasize on certain things, and one thing is that it has to be contemporary. Contemporary means it must be relevant to in the project context. The expert from the industry has given you certain tips, and those tips are important because what gap he is suggesting, yes, we also feel that gap is there, and that gap must be overcome. That abridging of the gap has to be there. So academia, industry, as well as I laid third dimension, that is the research institutes in India, they have not been explored to the desired extent. So if that cooperation between the industry and academia and the research institutes is possible, it is feasible, then probably it will be a good exercise for all the institutions to take up. And in that direction, because most of you may not be familiar, I can tell you that there are many agencies, including the AICT and IST, who say sponsor the teachers to take up a minimum period of training. And particularly, I remember that quality improvement programs, they allow you to go to industry, to go to research institutes and spend a few say months and try to learn what is really the practice, because that way we are cut out. What is happening in the industry, the same thing is not being taught by us, because that gap we are unable to minimize. And although with the help of modern technology, we can try to imbibe that particular say real meaning, real say pursuit of what is happening in the industry with the help of videos and online say information to the students. Yet, if the teacher has spent a few weeks, few months in industry, he will definitely able to deliver in a better way what is expected from him. So that is very, very important to all the participants to remember. Then one thing which we normally don't understand to the desired extent, and that is the documentation. In all the research methodology, documentation is very basic thing, which we normally neglect. We have done experiment, we will remember, yes, we have done, and what exactly was done, that we normally we don't write. So when we say that the dissolution test was conducted at 37 degrees centigrade, exactly the temperature we do not measure, and normally it is +1 plus minus 1 degree, plus minus 2 degree. This type of say variations are there, which normally fail to record. In future, it might be possible to reduce this particular variation, maybe 0.5 degree centigrade, and that will impart the accuracy to the results. Why this accuracy is required, why this documentation is required, because our results are to be validated. If it is not validated, then probably it will not be much useful. It will not be useful to the others. And this leads me to another idea or a area, and that is the reproducibility. Whether my research, whatever methodology I am following, whether it is reproducible and whether it is reliable. So reliability and reproducibility, this will be definitely improved upon if you understand what is the documentation, and that documentation will lead to the validation. So if these are the traits of the research methodology, because going through maybe guiding so many, say more than 50 PhD students and examining more than 100 PhD students, I can definitely say that these areas are important for you to remember in your future. And if you follow these things, you will be a better researcher. Why it is required? Because when you go for publishing a paper, many questions, many queries are there, which are basically because you could not document them properly. Or when it comes to a question of validation or reproduction of your research work, sometimes you fail, and then we are unable to defend it. And it is simply because we did not document properly, and we did not document in a desired mode. And that's why that logbook or the notebook, etc., rough reading, final reading, all those things you can understand very well. These are not to be avoided. This should be taken care, and whatever good, bad results are there, they are always helpful. Negative findings are also helpful, so that once it is known, if it is reported, others will not try, they will not move in that particular direction. So when we are starting something, we naturally go through the literature and we find that such and such thing has been reported. Then based upon that report, we plan our methodology. That means that reported work that becomes a basis for further enhancing of the work, further refining of the work, or further newer work, newer knowledge. So that newer knowledge is based upon what is reported. That's why we carry out the literature survey and try to understand what is the latest reported, in the particular field, so that we can base upon our expectations, and we can base upon theories for the further development of the research work. So these things are to be taken care. And if this is taken care, for example, I have told you about the documentation, I have told about the validation, and I have also told you about the reliability as well as the reproducibility of your research methodology. That will be important for us. Now, what is more important? What is more important for us? That is, I will expect all the participants today to decide that they will do something, they will do everything, they will not leave any stone unturned. For what? To make India #1 in pharmaceutical research, and that will be in terms of the publications, that will be in terms of the patents, that will impact of the in the form of impact factors, citation or citation index, etc. These are the two parameters which are applicable at the end. Tomorrow we may come up with some other criteria, but then today whatever is applicable, we should be able to do much and most possible so far as this area is concerned. Although I have told a few sentences, this appears to be very simple, but it's very difficult. When you really plan research methodology, you will face the hurdles, and that's why your supervisors are there and a group of persons are there. It is for the student to understand what he really wants to do. Mind well, we do not know what will be the expected, what will be the result of our work. We do not know. And if we know, then there's no research. We anticipate that our research will end in this particular thing. We anticipate. And in that anticipation, we have to come through. So we have to go through so many hurdles, so many things, positive and negative tests, results, whatever you say, you will get positive and negative both. And out of that, selecting the positive, you have to proceed further. And that's why if you go through the research papers from top scientists, you will find at the end in the conclusion and the summary and conclusion and suggestion, they always say, this much work is remaining to be done. This much work could be prolonged. This much could be the explanation of the work. And that is the lead for anybody to start with. So if you want to have it's easier way to find out what research can be done in the particular area, read some of the papers, latest papers in the research journals, and make a hypothesis. This is done, this is not done, this is yet to be done, and then come out with your own hypothesis how it could be done. And that's why I told you that it has to be contemporary. Contemporary means that work is already reported to some extent, but that is not totally exhausted. And that is one of the methods of going for the research and deciding upon the research methodology. So this is what I would like to suggest to all the participants. And again, I would like to emphasize the collaboration with the industry, academia, research institutions, as well as all the trio, all the three particular aspects. And therefore, I wish that all the participants to take up. I once again I congratulate all the participants, management of the college, principal, organizers, as well as the I should not forget the anchors for this particular program. Thank you very much, and all the best. I hope that all the experts will deliver excellent lectures, and then all the participants will be highly benefited. I feel greatly honored. I thank all the organizers for giving me this honor of being the chief guest for this very, very important program. Thank you very much, and God bless you. Thank you very much.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Sir, I having one question, sir, and a doubt also. Could you suggest any citation format, sir, format or model like Vancouver style for especially high reputed journals like Elsewhere or Springer Index journals? So could you explain a few minutes, sir? End of the time, I'm actually interrupting. Sorry for interrupting, sir.
Okay. See, whether it is a particular system or not, you yourself better know what is the extent of the quality of a particular paper or a particular journal. So when you find a lot of journals, lot of citations and other things, we definitely know. For example, if a paper has got a journal has got an impact of 25 and an impact of 5, we know what is the difference, and accordingly we should be able to try to boost up or improve upon our publications. If you have a specific thing which you want to answer, I'll try to answer, but otherwise for the sake of participants, I tell you that try for a higher impact journal and then try to improve upon. There may be the possibilities that it is not accepted, it is sent as a revision, and so many things are there, but gradually you will improve upon and you will become so much I would say useful that your publications cannot be denied by any journal. All that depends upon the quality and quality and quality. That's all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much for your clarification, sir.
Thank you.
Overview about this program. Presence. Now, Elsie is not able to join on some issue. So I request you, sir, to please address the participants. Please, sir. Dr. Pratap can decide.
I think there is communication gap, and anchor, please remember your voice is also breaking. It's not very clear.
Is it? Am I audible?
Yes,
Okay, I will start. Sorry, there was some problem with the connectivity. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
You are
sir. Yes, sir.
audible, sir.
Okay. Okay. Honorable Chief Guest of today's inaugural function of 1 week faculty development program that is funded by ICT and IST, Dr. N.K. Jain sir of a Central University of Sagar, Dr. Hari, principal of this institution, heads of department, dear faculty members, participants, ladies and gentlemen. Let me make use of this opportunity to thank the organizers for inviting me over here at this pleasant morning on the occasion of the inaugural function of this 1 week FTP. And that too on a very relevant topic of how to plan experimental methodology in pharma research. Dear friends, I'm a technologist. I have a little knowledge, very little knowledge about the pharmaceutical industry and pharma sector. So in that sense, I'm an odd man out over here. But one thing I very strongly believe that pharmaceutical sector in India has got a tremendous potential. I have read somewhere that the annual turnover of the pharmaceutical domestic turnover I'm talking about is in the tune of 1,29,000 crore, and that is expected to grow with a growth rate of 9.4%. That is what the agencies are talking about. We are third largest manufacturers of medicine in the world in as far as the volume is concerned, and we are number 7 as far as the value is concerned. My dear friends, the exports, pharmaceutical exports in 2019, they were in the tune of 42 billion US dollars. And there is a tremendous scope for improvement because almost 38% of the world's market share of generic medicine is captured by Indian pharmaceutical industry. And I think we have a lot of scope to improve in this area. And keeping this into the mind, Government of India has declared a special package of 1,97,000 crores of rupees to be spent in next 5 years on the pharmaceutical industry. My dear friends, I think there is, because this is the sector which has capacity to contribute to the national development to the greater extent. We usually talk about the benefit of a demographic dividend that we are going to enjoy, or we are enjoying now. It is said that by in coming 3-4 years, by 2025, more than 54% of the population, Indian population, will be having average age of just 29 years. And at that point of time, the average age of the US population will be 42 years. Japan will be 44 years. China is crossing 48 years. So when an average age of a population of any nation is more than 40, those countries we say that economy says that they are grown older, and it has its effect because it increases the dependency ratio, and that accelerates the economic development of the nation. 1 in 3 in the world's labor force, 1 in 3 will be India. So we have that a strong point with us that has definitely a tremendous potential to boost the economy of the nation unless we empower them to work. Unless we provide them an opportunity to contribute to the national development, and if not, I'm afraid we will be facing a social problem of unbelievable scale. Why I am putting this before you all is the potential of the pharmaceutical sector to grow is tremendous, is definitely tremendous. And especially the research in pharmaceutical, we are really, yes, we are doing good, but I feel that we still have a lot of scope to make improvements into this. We usually are ranked not at a very higher level as far as the research is concerned. So if we focus on the research, if we come up with the new medicines, new drugs, because we are the largest supplier of the vaccine. Today, more than 52% of the vaccines in the world's market are Indian vaccines. So we have a potential, and therefore we have to orient our researchers, our students, our faculty to take up the researches. And I strongly believe that we can do it because we have it in our DNA. I remember I once got an opportunity to read the Susrut Sahita. You all may be knowing about that. So Susrut Sahita, it was compiled, it was knowledge. He has not written the book, he was not the originator of that. Susrut Sengupta, the world's first surgeon, and we can call as a word for the researcher. So Susrut Sengupta, 2006, I think it was 4,500 before General Era. So he has classified 1152 plants and listed its medicinal uses. He has talked about 57 preparations, medical preparations of animal base and 64 medical preparations of plant base. So this I am talking about 2,600 years back. So that legacy we are carrying, we have a strong legacy of Ayurveda. So my dear friends, when it's there in our DNA, I think we definitely we could do miracles in this particular field. We can employ a major part of this youth into the, we can make their use and we can employ them into the national development. And therefore, I feel the institutions like Guru Gobind Singh Institute of Pharmacy should come forward and take up this issue of going for the research. Because research is the only thing that will add to that will expand the base of opportunities. That will create new job opportunities. And that is what is the current need of this nation. And yes, when we talk about the research, because the research needs a lot of money. The problem where we lack in this area is a lack of trained manpower in India. Lack of the funding. So research is an activity that converts money into the knowledge. And when that knowledge is used, it becomes a technology, it becomes a product. And that converts the knowledge into the money, and that cycle is to be completed. Making use of research, convert information into the knowledge, and then convert that knowledge into the technology, into the products, into the patents. Then and only this cycle will be complete. And unless this cycle is complete, no education system in the world will be sustainable. I was just going through the budget of Stanford and MIT. The budget of those universities is at par with our national budget. And more surprisingly, 45% of the component, revenue component, comes from the research. And therefore, my dear friends, we have to inculcate that attitude, research attitude, innovative approach, firstly into the teachers. Automatically, it will be percolated to the students. Teaching now, the expectations of the students from the teacher have changed. They're not at all interested into the contents because they know where the contents are available. We have to train them to make use of those contents, that information, to convert it into the knowledge and use that knowledge to solve the real life problems, the people's problem. Then and only then it will be possible for us to bring the student to the classroom and make him seriously learn. That is going to be the toughest challenge in the near future, because students now have access to the best teacher in the world. New education policy is going to allow them to gain 40% of the credits through online sources. Then what for students should come to the classroom? Our Upanishadic system of teaching and learning, classroom teaching learning, is in threat. A new community of the freelance teachers has already emerged. They're not working for some university, not working for the institutions. They're expert in a domain, particular domain, and they are on the this thing. So you can have access to that. We have a nice example, Indian example of Byju's Academy in that. Khan's Academy is there. And therefore, if at all we want to survive, we have to change ourselves. We have to experiment something. We have to make students think out of box. We have to make the things exciting. And then only then, I think we will be making justice to this field, to the nation. I once again congratulate Guru Gobind Singh College of Pharmacy for coming forward, joining hands with the EICT and IST and taking up this very novel topic, very interesting topic, which is very apt and appropriate at this point of time. I wish all the participants a very happy learning week, and I assure the complete and fullest support of IST in all such endeavors. And I also would like to make use of this opportunity to thank EICT for showing confidence in IST and taking up this activity of conducting faculty development programs and taking it to the new level. Especially Professor Anil Sahasrabudhe, MP, Dr. MP Punia, and Colonel B. Venkat, who is heading the faculty development cell of EICT. Once again, I thank the organizers for providing me an opportunity. Jai Hind.
Is that whenever we are doing any research in any of the colleges or anywhere, our motive should be basically to solve real life problems, to fight for a patent or commercialize the product. When we will work with this aim, I think the research and our efforts will be fruitful. Thank you very much, sir, for such a nice talk. And now we will all break for the next technical session. It will start at 11:30. So I request all the participants to join at 11:30. And last, I want to thank all the dignitaries who have joined for the inaugural session and spared their time and for their presence. I am very thankful to all of you. Thank you very much, all of you.
Message.